This is AiPrise, and I'm Chaitanya Sada, one of co-founders and CEO. Uh, we want to revolutionize KYB. So 10 years ago, if you have opened a bank account or a Robinhood account, it would have been a document front, document back, and selfie. So we had the vendors like Jumios on Fires of the World, which actually completely transformed the KYC space. But KYB is still pretty manual. When I say KYB, it is business onboarding, know your business. So if you have ever opened a bank account or a Stripe account, you know it takes a couple of weeks. Can we change that to almost real time? So onboarding a business is actually pretty complex. We need to understand why it takes so much time. A business has a registration in the SOS database. You need to do an address check on the business. Who are the business owners, directors, admins, etc. Their EIN verification, their online presence, what does their Google review say? What does their Trustpilot review say? What does their website say? Is this website new? Is this website saying traffic from some countries where you're not interested in, and so on? All of these checks today take up to a week, sometimes 2 to 3 weeks for a company or a bank to verify. We have automated all of it. In under 60 seconds, using AI and real world data, we can give you 800 different data points on each business across the US. Unparalleled data on SMB. And on top of it, the AI also reduces the L1 reviews by up to 95%. When we think of onboarding, there's 3 parameters involved: risk, compliance, and fraud. We want to automate all 3 of this so that if it comes to risk, think about the activities of the business. The customer is saying we do agriculture, but on the website they are doing cannabis. Can we detect it? They used a different phone number than they actually are, so they might be not belonging to the same company. So I am onboarding on part of someone else. That's fraud. That's also automatable today. And this works internationally too, not just in the US. Instead of like showing you all of these slides, I really want to go into the demo and show you how exactly it works today. So now onboarding a business involves 3 steps. Number 1 is data collection. Number 2 is data verification. And number 3 is a case management tool. Now let's say I'm JP Morgan and I use AiPrise to onboard my customers. Note that the screen you are seeing is completely customizable. In fact, you can put your own logo, you can put your own branding, font, color, all of that. Let's get started. Okay. I've enabled currently 3 countries for my KYB process. In fact, I can go back into the onboarding configuration and I can decide for me which countries are important. I can enable, disable those countries and they will start to reflect in real time in this onboarding form. Okay, let's choose US, Delaware. Now, the biggest challenge for companies is they don't even remember their initial name of the business or the number of the business. It's very challenging to find out how we registered it 10 years ago. The website could be called something completely differently. So what we can do is search that business in real time. So in this case, I searched AiPrise. It went to the registry of the government in real time and fetched information about it. Autofilled the business number for me. Next up, I'm just going to fill in my EIN number, website. By the way, all the information you are seeing here is completely customizable. So you can say, do I want to collect the website? Do I want to collect the tax ID number? And so on and so forth. Now, next steps here would be to onboard the business using their address. So I'm just going to quickly put in an address, hit next. Okay. Note that AI has automatically found that there is a business which exists in the government database, and this is a potential agent which onboarded this business. So I can like either onboard them. So let me add them as a potential customer or an owner. Just quickly add this here. They are a shareholder and account admin, and add an email. And a KYC link is now sent to that person to onboard themselves. If there are companies which are parent companies or child companies, you can add them as well. You can ask customizable questions. Now think of it as a Google form, purpose built for KYB, automated with a lot of AI behind the scenes. I'm going to quickly put in some activities here. Hit next. The biggest challenge customers also face is they ask for documents. I'm asking for an address proof, but the customer uploaded an address which is like 7 months old. We do all those checks in real time. So let me try to upload a document here. Let me just try to upload my bank statement. And you would see that behind the scenes, an AI actually understands what is this document, and it tells, hey, you know what, the document does not match the selected type. So all of this real-time feedback helps you get the right information in the first time. Our SDK has improved data collection by 85% for many fintechs and banks. Let me upload the right document. So I'm just going to upload the AiPrise Inc. incorporation certificate. Again, note that all of these steps that you are seeing here are completely customizable as well. So if I go back to the onboarding configuration, I can have my address module. What are the possible countries of that? The beneficial owners. What are the different kinds of roles I want to have for that owner? I can create a new role. I can delete these roles. What documents do I want to collect? Do I want to run a check on these documents automatically? Is it a required document? Also, what should we extract from these documents? Now think of it like your personal LLM. You just write, I want to extract company purpose, and you write how you would explain to a chat GPT, extract company purpose of this document, let's say in Spanish. Cool. And this is the last bit of the demo where I can like talk about the onboarding part. The next thing I want to show you is how a compliance officer actually sees all the results behind the scenes. So once the customer submits the form, AiPrise automatically run all of the checks around that business in real time and creates an example. And creates an entire use case of that business. Now let's go over this one by one. You'll see a risk score of that business triggered. All of these risk scoring algorithms are written by the compliance officers / risk officers of the bank. Here's the input information of that particular business. They gave their EIN number, they gave their name, etc. In real time, we pulled information like, hey, they didn't give these two addresses of their business. So that information is extracted in real time. Their NAICS code, their MCC code, the formation date of the business, is it active or delinquent? And it's all from an official registry of the government. The TIN number verification against the IRS database. Who are the UBOs? And information about their ID cards, which they have submitted via the link that we sent them. AML checks. In AML checks, we can do things which are, is there a match against LexisNexis, Dow Jones, all of those databases? And if there is a match, we actually also create, in this case, here's an example which has a match. We also have an AI which will give you a composite score of should you take a look at this customer or not. So let's see what the AI is saying here. It will give you a relevance score. First of all, it's 40 out of 100, saying that the name is an exact match, but DOB is not provided. Severity. What is the type of hit that we are seeing? What's the nature of activity? Note that a compliance officer spends 5 to 8 minutes doing all of these research on a daily basis to understand what exactly is this customer and are they good or bad for my company or my bank. At the end of the entire composite score, you'll also see an automated recommendation like, hey, according to AiPrise and your SOP, we think you should reject or approve this customer. At the bottom, you can also see all of the PEP hits and the update history. Going back to the profile that we were in, then information about the website of the company. Let me show you a full report of a website. So here's an information about the company. Year founded. What is the primary industry of the business? Note that a customer can tell you 3 different things. They have a document which says we do X. They have a form in which they say we do agriculture. And then they have a website where doing something completely different. We can close those data points together and give you a real-time information on, hey, all of these data points do not match. This could be across activities of the business, names, people who are owners of the business, addresses. Almost every single key piece of information about the business can be cross-verified. Analysis of their policy, their terms and conditions, their privacy policy. What is the website traffic looking like? Is it growing? Is it declining? What's the countries of traffic? And my personal favorite, the screenshots. So we can tell if the customer was the same company 5 days ago. The biggest kind of fraud that we see is they want to get a bank account, they change their website, and they get the bank account, they go back to what they were doing before. So, but they're always doing the same kind of thing for the last 1 year. So we can give you screenshots of the company across time zones and timelines. Email analysis, like what social media they're connected with, again, all of that using AI. Phone number analysis, and then finally documents and their verification. Now, for example, in this case, we extracted the information that, hey, here's the address on the document, and this is an actual account statement of Brex Bank. This is trustable fonts, not modified in Photoshop or Canva. The date and the data matches with what you're expecting, auto approved. And then if a compliance analyst have more questions, they can also collect more information by creating either a one-time form and sending it to the customer, or using your own CRM to do that. So all of the information I showed you, the moment I hit submit on that form, is pre-populated in under 60 seconds. With AiPrise, our customers are automating 85% of their KYBs. Most of them saw 2 weeks onboarding time to 2 minutes. Thank you.